everybody, and welcome to Stitchmas Day 3! So in today's video I'm going to try following a tutorial from the Missouri Star Quilt Company, Jenny Doan, and I'm sure all of you have heard of them and who Jenny is, and I thought it would be really fun to try one of their tutorials on YouTube. So I'm going to try and insert their video in a corner so you can see the steps that I'm going along with, and then hopefully at the end we'll have a really cool project. So I've got my computer here so I can follow along to what Jenny tells me to do. I'm just going to load up the video now. So the tutorial that I've decided to go with is the Make an Inside Out Heart wall hanging quilt. I think it looks really cute. It looks like it hopefully won't take me too long to do. I don't have ambitions of doing the binding or the backing. I just want to do the front, and I'll do the binding and the backing at my leisure. As long as we can do the front, then I think that we've succeeded. So let's start with the instructions. Now Jenny says you need, I've written it down because I have looked at the beginning bit. So this is all in 10-inch squares, and you need 14 coloured squares and 8 white squares. So what I've done is I've gone for 3 different colours of Tilda pinks, and I've got 5 of one colour, 5 of another and 4 of another colour, and then I've already cut out my 8 white ones. So let's start the video and see how we get on.
So actually this is a really scrap project because you can use any fabric you have, and it just comes together so quickly because we're using our easy patchwork triangles.
So 2 of your sets are going to be just like this. They're going to be color and white. Then you're going to make 6 sets that are color. So you're just going to choose 2 colors that you like in here. You're going to match them together, and you're going to sew all the way around the outside. So let me show you how I do that. Let's go to the sewing machine with this, and we're just going to sew 1/4 inch all the way around the outside. So I've lined them up.
So 6 sets of colour. So Jenny says 6 sets of colour. So let's move the white ones out of the way first. So let's do this. So we'll go for that one, and that one. So that's 1, and then try and change. So 6 sets colour, and then Jenny said 2 sets are going to be colour white. So white and a colour. And then colour, excuse my licking my fingers, and then white. Okay, so we've got the sets, let's carry on.
2 colours that you like in here all the way around the outside.
So we're going to sew all the way around the outside 1/4 inch.
I sew right off the edge.
Jenny is a fast stitcher.
And you're going to do this on all 4 sides.
See, I've never sewn right off the edge like that before. I have when I've been doing patchwork. So if I'm joining, say, 2 half square triangles together, I'll go off the end. I've never done that for this technique, so I will enjoy that.
My 5 by 15 ruler, and I'm going to lay it.
Right, so we're doing that for all of those. So let's move the computer for this bit. Now, you know me, I'm going to use black thread so you can see what I'm doing. But otherwise I'd be using a light pink thread. So I'm going to start with the white one. So 1/4 inch, Jenny said, and I'm going to go right off the end. And then flip it. I'm not as fast as Jenny. Nearly didn't go off the end of that one. And again. Okay, so I've done one, and I want to follow what Jenny says for the next part, and then I'm going to repeat that, I presume, for the rest of the block. So let's watch. Okay, so we're going to cut this. Jenny's left-handed, so I'm going to do it the other way to what she's doing. So corner to corner, and then I guess it's corner to corner again. This is where a rotating mat would come in really handy. So if you've got one of those, you're laughing. Make sure that's my dog you can hear. She's having a drink of water. Okay, done. Okay, so she's using a trimmer. I don't have a trimmer, so it looks as if it's about, she's taking off about 1/4 of an inch, probably even less than that from either side. I am going to go with, how am I going to get these all the same if I don't have that trimmer? So I'm going to line my block up, and I'm going to do, is that an 1/8? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to take 1/8 of an inch off either side. I reckon that looks about right. Okay, so my battery died then, so we got as far as trimming up the edges. Now what I did was I'd taken off 1/8 of an inch either side. I haven't taken off the dog ears like Jenny has with her template, but I'm hoping that that's okay. And I've also gone forward and I've pressed each block. So I've pressed each block to the dark side. So what that means is the lighter fabric is now on the dark side at the back, and you've got a lovely block there. So let's see what we've got to do next.
So when you're ready to put this together, you're going to need your color and your white blocks. You're going to need your color and your color blocks, and for the center of that heart.
Okay, so I've got to put my colour and my white blocks together, which are all of these and this one. So that's my colour and my white blocks, that's my colour and my colour blocks.
And for the center of that white block.
Okay, so there's no instruction of how to put them all together, but what she's done is given you the size across, so it's 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks across. So if I do 6 colour blocks first, by the looks of it, and then I'll do the next row. So I've got my first 2 blocks laid out, and they need to be in a point like this rather than at an angle like that. So that's what I'm going to do. Join those 2 together first. Line them up. And you could do this in blocks of 2, so you could do the next 2 together, the next 2, and then just join them together, which is what I'm going to do. So my next one is that one, then we'll go for this one. Don't forget, everything's 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. Next 2, we'll do this, stitch those together. So that's my first set done. So just lay those out, and I'm going to attach 1 to 2, 2 to 3. So just like so. This is going to look really good. And then the next one, that's our first strip done, and I'm going to make sure I press that really well to then move on to the next strip. But I'll just do that at the end. I'm just going to make all the strips up first. So that's strip 1. Now let's have a look and see what strip 2 is. So strip 2 is a colour. Get these. Strip 2 is a colour, and then we start with a white block. So we want to make sure, let's turn that round so it's different colour. And the white is at the bottom like that. So I'm going to attach these just to make sure I'm following the pattern. Stitch these together, 1 and 2. So they're like that. I think I'll pop those back there so I don't get confused. So my next one is, we'll go for this colour. So we want the white facing down, colour facing up, and then we want another white, and we want that as a triangle like that. So stitch, join them together. So yeah, that looks okay. So that's the next one. And then the final 2 on this strip, so the next one is a colour and a white, so it's facing that way, so the white is down, and then it's a block. colour block. So join those two together, that looks right. So stitch those. Right, so now I'm going to stitch those three together again, like I did before. The good thing about laying them out is that you can just flip one over to the other just easily, and it doesn't get confusing about where you're placing the blocks. I wish you could smell in here today. I've got the slow cooker on, and I've got a beef casserole cooking. It's making me hungry. But it's not until dinner time, and I'm filming this, it's midday, so I've got a fair while to wait yet. So then this one, oh yes, I can see the makings of a heart here. I can see the makings. We're getting there. It's the top of the heart. I'm really pleased with that. So where's the other strip? Under there. I'm just going to pop that there. So the next one is, I'm not going to go through all of the lines because you'll get bored with me. So I'm just going to do the next row and then I'll skip to the end. So the next one is a colour. Oh, and now we're on to the white squares, which I've tucked under here. So it's now four white squares in a row after this. Oh, I haven't cut these. I need to cut these. Oh, right. I must have missed that bit. So I've got to, by the looks of it, cut these into 6-inch blocks, haven't I? Which I didn't know. I completely missed that step. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's me not listening properly, I'm sure. 2. So let's just cut 3 to begin with. So these are, just make sure, they're actually 6.5 inches. 6.5 inch blocks. Right, so let's get these cut. 6.5. My ruler is 6.5. So let's. And again. Okay, 6.5. So I've got 1, 2, 3. And I needed 6, so let's lay these ones out. I completely missed that step. 6.5 inches. I remember Jenny now pointing at the quilt saying 6.5 inch blocks or 6 inch, this is the squares you need. I obviously just ignored her. Which is not, you should never ignore the teacher. Right, let's get back the laptop. We've got the colour, then we need 4 plain blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row, and then a colour. Okay, so this is the strip with all the white squares in, so that one's done. And now I actually am going to stop the camera, stitch all the rest together, and then hopefully we'll have a quilt. Wish me well! I've got 2 extras. It's like when you build an IKEA cupboard, isn't it? And you end up with extra screws. I'm not pretty much sure I shouldn't be ending up with extra blocks. Okay everyone, are you ready for the big reveal? Ta-da! So I did it. It's not perfect. I haven't lined everything up perfect. Could I have done better? Yes. But was I in a hurry to film this video for you all? Yes. So I'm going to give myself a little bit of a break. I think it's really cute. I've still got the 2 blocks left over. So I don't know what's happened with them, but we don't need them. And I'm going to put my wadding on the back of this, and I will back it and quilt it and bind it when I have a chance. It'll probably be the new year, to be perfectly honest with you, because I've got a lot of stitchmas to do. So yeah, I'm really pleased with the outcome. I could have done better, let's be honest. I went wrong a few times, but who cares? It was a learning experience and it was fun to do. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to give it a big like. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And also, yesterday's Stitchmas Day 2 had a competition in it. So do go back and check that out and enter the competition if you haven't done already. And I will see you tomorrow for day 4 of Stitchmas. Thanks for watching. Bye!